Hello, intrepid readers. This is happy Friday afternoon instead of happy Wednesday morning. I'm running behind as usual, but maybe we can get me caught up by the time I put this out on Sunday morning. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So today is the blog that I did last week was called The Mystery of Beautiful Things, because I felt like my blogs in the past, for the past 6 or 8 months have just been about me kvetching and complaining and observing, true, but kind of on the negative side, like what's wrong with this picture. And I wanted to take a moment and be talking about what's right with this picture and things that I find beautiful. And we'll call it part 1 because there are a lot of beautiful things in the world, and I'm sure I will do part 2, part 3, and 4, and on and on and on. So this is number 1, the mystery of beautiful things. So I picked 3 or 4 specific beautiful things that I see and look at and try to appreciate every day. And those, first of all, are morning stars. Now, I live in a city, but enough of a suburban part of the city that I can see stars most nights. Not like out in the desert where you can see bazillions of stars, but stars. So I get up super early on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I leave the house at about 10 to 5. And those early mornings, the clarity of stars between my house and where I park my car is awesome and so beautiful. So that's something that I wanted to talk about. Now, that same drive has other things that go with it. So in that walk, I can hear birds. There's no cars yet. It's freaking 5 o'clock in the morning. So there I can hear birds. Sometimes I can hear coyotes across the field. All this beautiful stuff. And sometimes, probably once every 3 months, 2 or 3 months, it's foggy. And so at this time of the morning, it's actually the return trip that is the beautiful thing. So I come out of my fitness club and go down this street to get to my house. And the street that goes before you turn into my house is a wide street, and it's got a huge tree. Like, here's the back of that street, and then there's this huge tree that's right in the middle of the back end of the street. And it's kind of got a circular canopy, sort of a spherical canopy, and a long, straight stalk, limbs, whatever. And so it just sits there in the back like that. And when it's foggy, the fog just hangs all around the branches of the tree. And I tried to use, if you read my blog, I used some descriptors that is supposed to make me look like the writer that I am. And I can't remember what they are right this minute, but it's really cool. It stands with the fog, and the tree like emerges out from the fog. And it would be, if I could take a picture of it, even with my crappy phone, I've tried, it doesn't really work, but that's a beautiful thing that I think deserves mentioning. And the third thing, right, we talked about the fog and the stars. And the third thing, and this is the coolest, and I'm sorry if you don't live somewhere where this happens, because this is like one of my favorite things of all time, hot air balloons. I live in an area where there are a lot of people, and a lot of people that like hot air balloons, and plus the weather's so nice here that if you have that as your hobby, you've got lots of days when you can do it. So a lot of the times when I go to my son's games, when they have soccer games or baseball games, whatever outdoor games they're playing, and I look up and I can see 2 or 3 or 5 hot air balloons, and all at different places on the horizon. It is the coolest. Like, I can't even tell you anything that every single time I see it, I'm like, ooh, hot air balloons. And I yell at the boys, look, hot air balloons, and we count. And I get way more excited about it. than they do, I think. But maybe they'll learn. Hopefully they'll learn to appreciate how cool it is to be in a place where you see hot air balloons at any given time. And that's kind of on my bucket list, going on a ride in a hot air balloon. But just watching them, there's no danger that I'm personally going to crash or possibly burst into flame. And I know that's not a huge risk, but I've heard enough. Remember the one in Texas? I've heard enough about that happening in the past several years that I'm a little apprehensive about doing it, but I do want to. That is on my bucket list, among other things that don't involve flying through the air. But we will see how it goes. Anyway, that's another beautiful thing. Obviously, the ocean. I'm going to have to spend an entire blog talking about beautiful things surrounding the ocean because that's my favorite. I'm so glad to be around the ocean. But we're going to end with hot air balloons right now and say I would love to hear what you think. What do you think is beautiful? You know, what are your favorite things? Brown paper packages tied up with strings? I don't know. Anyway, I would love to hear what you think. So until next time, stay mystified.